Hello, hello. Um, I hate streaming alone. um, I'm I got this idea to do something while we were on hiatus, and as you'll see, I have yet again cobbled together another piano setup here. This is like the I don't know, like the eighth different friggin' piano cam setup I've had. And, there's a couple of reasons for that. Before I get into it, I just want to test a few things, so give me a second here. Don't mind me, I'm just making sure everything is looking alright, which is a kind of a long process. Okay. There we are. Everything is looking fine. Okay. So, oops. Now I can focus on this window here. So I don't know if anyone's actually going to watch this because this is at like a weird time on a weird day. But I'm here at my keyboard. I have what is probably going to end up being another temporary camera setup because setting up a camera is not really something I'm capable of. And as the environment naturally sort of shifts around things, the camera setup ends up usually just not working at some point, and then and I'm gonna I moved all my equipment over here, and I'm gonna move it back the second we start doing our normal streams again on May 8th. I'm not gonna touch the camera though. So theoretically, I've always had this idea of having a streaming setup that allows me to seamlessly change between something like a game and music stuff. And I never quite got there. I had a decent setup where I had all my equipment sort of spread evenly across the room, and all I had to do is like move my microphone. So that was kind of neat, but then I couldn't reach my mixer from there. See, I got my mixer within arm's reach over here, which I don't know if that's in view or not. But that's helpful because if there's something wrong with the volumes, I can easily tweak them by just reaching over here. And that's one of the reasons I stopped doing piano streams was I could never get it to sound the way I wanted it to, and testing volumes was such a pain in the ass. And then back when we were in Philly, we almost had something similar, but the camera was in such a foot traffic area that it just got kicked to the curb basically. So I've never quite done it, and it's hard to have a completely two different setups that work with one computer without having to move a bunch of stuff. So I don't know. It's always been a dream of mine to have something seamless, but we're still not there. But I got a lot of days between now and May 8th, because we're not streaming tomorrow and we're not streaming next Thursday. And there's been a particular, I made a brand new cover over the last summer. It was a really ambitious one. It's one I'm really, really proud of. That no one's really heard yet, which is a shame. But as I was completing that cover, I was regretting not archiving my process because it was really good. Now, if you look at the title here, today I'm sort of embarking on a much less ambitious cover because I want to just see, like, can I get something off the ground in this time I have before we go back to regular streams? And the answer might be no, and I'm prepared for failure here. So the song that I've had in my brain is the Undella theme, specifically the winter version, not the summer version, because it's such a light weight song with really ambiguous sort of chords, and I wanted to take that in like a really, I'm looking to add more laid back music. My last cover I did was not laid back. It was insanely upbeat and a lot of jazz funk fusion stuff, and I hope someday that'll be available to be heard. But this song, and I played it a little bit as I was beginning. Let me go back here and see if I can play it again. No, it's going to play my theme song. That's not what I want. Hold on 1 second. I am really bad at using the music app on macOS. So, yeah, there's like no repeat button on here. That's really annoying. Play. So this is the song. It's super chill. The instrumentation is like nothing. It's just a Rhodes and a string section and some chimes in the background. And the chords, there isn't a single regular chord in this song. It's all ambiguous, which is really interesting. So the most complicated thing going on in this song is the fact that it's in 6/4 instead of 4/4, which is something that I don't know if I'll be, good at adapting to. So I've created a project on my keyboard here with a few instruments picked out. I have the Rhodes, right? I have this really gorgeous lead synth that I think could really do some really good sounding solos. So that's something I'd like to do later. I have this piano picked out that's kind of lo-fi, kind of low quality. What else do I have? I have the chimes here. And I can adjust the attack on them. So that can be really useful for like the intro. Whoops. And I accidentally pinned a message in chat. And I did not want to do that. Can I close that? Hold on 1 sec. Wow, I don't remember how to unpin this. I didn't want to pin it. It happened though. That's embarrassing. There's no way to like... Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. What was I saying? I've never done like a composing stream alone. It's something that takes me a lot of time. And so I'm trying to do something that's like low energy, kind of simple, but has the potential to sound good. If you catch my drift. I also have, this is my bass. Something really low attack. I picked out a guitar that I'm going to use very sparingly because I don't like how synthetic guitars sound. But again, very low attack. I have like a R&B kind of drum kit. Probably the same drum kit we used on our Cerulean cover. And then I have a steel drum patch. Same steel drums we used on our Lacunosa cover. Because that's like all I got. So, I don't know how, like, that trouble is, like, starting the song, right? Because I had so many ideas for my last cover. The reason I had such a easy time putting that together last summer and it just kind of flowed out is because I'd been thinking about it for, like, a year. This song, it just kind of, like, I remember it exists sometimes, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's really good. And there's so much, like, I kind of want to go in like an R&B, almost like a gospel kind of, because you have these chords. Every chord in the song is like that. They're all clusters. They don't tell you anything. The key is, the chord progression is all inferred. A lot of this. Just nothing resolved. And the song is so short. So it's like you can do whatever you want with it. And I want to take it to a place where the chords are no longer ambiguous. And I don't think I want to start there, but I want to get there. Because you can get to a place where the chords are like, I think that's really good sounding. That's peak, like, really good. The other thing I feel like I'm missing from this arrangement is like one more chord instrument, like an organ or a string section or both. Just check one thing. Okay. And then, I have it set at a pretty low tempo. I think that's even lower than or slower than the song itself. I think the song is around probably around 80 BPM. This is a little slower, I think. And we have these 6/4 measures. So there's 6 quarter notes. So you'll hear it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Oh, so I have something recorded already. Let me just erase that. I'll turn this down so it's not just clicking in everyone's ears. Everyone. I don't know if anyone's going to be watching this, and that's fine. I'm prepared for no one because I think that's going to lighten my cognitive load here. I don't know how long I have random crap recorded for, so I'm just gonna wait. I don't know if I need to be wearing these giant headphones. They reduced the lag by like a few milliseconds, and that's why I'm wearing them. Okay, we're probably probably good. So I'm gonna keep this as chill as possible. I want this song to be like something you'd put on your like relaxation playlist or chill playlist, sort of like a like Cerulean meets New Bark, if you're going by our music. So roads driven, very like nice long chords. And I say that now, but I have a habit of getting out of hand with my dynamics. But so that's the thing. I don't know how I want to do like an intro here, because the song starts with ocean waves. It starts with just chimes, and like I feel like that's something I could do. Maybe there's always a bit of post production that goes into these. So I definitely want to do some ambient noise that I would edit in post. I might do a whole intro that I edit in post. I don't know. Or just keep it, chill. Just simple. I think this might turn out to be a simple. I don't even know if I'll put this on an album or if I'll put this on album 3, which still isn't out, and just have it as an extra song, or if I'll even finish it or even start it. I have no idea. Why didn't it erase the thing I recorded? Hold on. Why is it not erasing that? Oh, now it is. What the heck? That's weird. Okay, we'll wait for that to overwrite itself. I don't know why it didn't at first. Maybe I wasn't at the beginning of the song. It's annoying. I had to reteach myself how this keyboard works because I'm not smart enough to learn how a DAW works right now. Because music is just a hobby. So I went back to use this keyboard I submitted to my lack of knowledge last summer, and I was impressed with how things came out. And I retaught myself a lot of how this thing works. And now it's been like 9 months, and I forgot all of it again. So I gotta reteach myself a second time. Just a shame. And that's why I picked out the instruments ahead of time. It's still clicking away, I'm sure. Yep. 5, 6. Okay. Okay. Now the song is empty. Good. So I don't know if I should give it a couple measures of silence in case I want to go in and add something, or if I should just start with the Rhodes chord. I'm sorry if I keep touching my nose. It's spring, all right? Well, we're in it. Seasonal nonsense. Yeah, this is quite itchy. Ugh. Okay. I want to keep the chords as intended at the start, and I'm not gonna one thing I don't want to do with this song is get too hung up on being correct. I feel like there's a lot of songs, and because of their length and complexity, it's important to be super right with every note and chord and harmony. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna worry too much about it. There's a lot of different cluster chords used in the song. You got that and that. There's a bit of 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 what else? You got this chord, this chord, this chord, this chord. All sorts of just nonsense, unresolved, vaguely B flat major chord progression stuff. And I don't think it's necessary to be correct with it. I think as long as you get the gist, the beginning part is very, and the bass, I could use the bass to sort of outline the key, because I feel like the beginning is very and then the chorus is even easier to like suss out because it's, you know. It's very clear, but there's nothing giving you. The closest it gets is the low string section, which does like a. It kind of outlines that. But I want to be a little more abstract about it, you know? Not get too hung up on the specifics. So I do have a chord instrument here. I forgot to show. This is great. This is really like exactly the genre I'm going for. Very like a 90s sitcom energy. And you can even use the mod wheel to get more of a, almost like an underwatery. So that can add some warmth. I don't think I'm going to start with it, but... And this, you know, I can oscillate this Rhodes. I wish I had a little bit more control over it. It's kind of all or nothing almost. I'm going to get something a little subtle there. The only downside is, like... There's clusters, right? These chords are all clusters. So they can't be played too low on the keyboard or else they just don't sound good. Like, it doesn't sound great. The notes are too close together. And that's problematic because I kind of want the first melodic line to be around like middle C. I just feel like it's really like laid back that way instead of being up here, like being more down here, grounded in the... Rather than up here where it's, you know... I feel like that's too overwhelming right from the get-go. So I don't know. I almost kind of want to like duplicate this Rhodes. Use my last, I don't know though, because like I also kind of want an organ. I could also spread out the clusters a little bit, but it, you know, there's a limit to how abstract I want to be. And it's like, well, when do I want the bass to come in? I don't know. I haven't decided. And then this chime part is, it sort of comes and goes throughout the song, and it's very non-rhythmic. It doesn't follow the time signature or anything. It just kind of happens. And I'm probably going to use the mod wheel here to like raise and lower the attack. Something like that. And I haven't adjusted any of the mixing or panning on these instruments yet. So this is, we're at ground zero bass level here. I don't know if ground zero is politically correct. So, you know, it's a lot of talk, but how do we start this? The answer is I don't know. Let me see something. I don't know. I could start right away with the chords on a different instrument. Feels too strong though. Maybe I'll look for an organ. Let's look for an organ. Here's our organs. See, the thing I'm looking for with the instrumentation in this song is no or low attack. So you hear that? Trying to eliminate that sort of sound. Something like this. You know, there's a lot less attack. This isn't the one I want, but you know, big attack. Looking for low attack. So not that kind of sound. Something like this. Like this is not what I want. It's too churchy. The fact that it doesn't have that attack is good. Looking for something quieter. Ooh. Another thing I could do is make these clusters only 2 notes at the start. That gives me some octave room. Because that doesn't sound bad, but that does. I don't know. I haven't decided. Ugh. Some of these organs are so noisy. Which is good for, you know, noisy songs. Oh, what's this? I might have to come back. Oh, wait. No. I think this is the organ I used for my last cover. Maybe. Ooh. I'm gonna get carried away so many times just looking for things, because it's just addicting to really... So that's, you know, ultimately that's where I want to take this song, to a place of I don't know. I don't want it to sound too spiritual. That's not the angle I'm going for. Obviously. But something like really good. A song could sound like that without being spiritual. I like this one. It's got a little wow and flutter to it. I don't know, that oscillation might get annoying to listen to. Oh, I can get rid of it. Oh, hell yeah, here we go. It's pretty good. That's way too intense. No. So now we're into the synthetic kind of stuff, which has its place. I just don't know if it has its place in this song. So easy to get carried away. Yeah, okay. I don't think I want any of this kind of stuff. I think I'm going to pick this one. And we'll see how that plays out. It's got such a heavy attack, though. I don't know. I guess if I mix it real quiet, it won't cause too many issues. I don't know. We'll see. I'm so conflicted on how I want to start this. What is this? Maybe I'll just keep it like short. Because I definitely want to start down here. But maybe I'll just keep it, one time real quick through the verse like that. And then I'll jump up here and I'll have the bass do this part. Even that I feel like is too specific of a chord progression, but that's fine. The actual original song keeps it ambiguous. I don't have to be the one to do that. So if I do like nice quiet, it won't become too dissonant. Like that's a good sounding interval right there. And I think in the song there's a B flat. It's more like a or it might have an F on the bottom. I'm not sure actually. It doesn't matter. We're gonna do whatever I feel like. Okay. That's how good that sounds. It's a shame this song doesn't have actual triads in it. We're gonna fix that, That's what I'm here to do. Okay, yeah. It's gonna take me a bit to get into it, so we'll see. Oh, I just realized if I use... Okay. I'm trying to think about this logically. Because if I use... I had to think about how I want to do this. It like crisscrosses itself. Until we get to here. I play the song just once through, just to make sure I got the melody at least perfect, because I do want that to sound right. So let me go over here. Right. Okay. Yeah. And there's this harmony part that again I'm going to try and be a little less specific about. And if, I can try and get more specific about those harmonies off stream and then come back and, actually do it properly. Yeah, it's so low. That's how it is in this song, though. I mean, it's pretty. It's very abstract, but I like that. It's almost like I could get away with recording the melody first, because it's so whatever, you know. Like I don't know. That's the problem, is I'm used to a 4-count intro. It's just all in 6. Which, it makes sense in the context of the song, because it's the phrases work out that way. Ugh, okay. Hmm. Okay. It just it doesn't work. It doesn't work down the octave. It doesn't work down the octave. I think I might just have to accept that I'm gonna have to play it up the octave, because it sounds so fine up here, so fine, so good. It just, those chords, it's impossible to make them work that far down the keyboard, which is why they're not that far down the keyboard in the song. Hey, look, it's a bot. Now it's gone. Anyway, I think I'm gonna have to play it up the octave. I really didn't want to, but I think that's what's gonna happen here. Because listen to this. I think it's here, yeah, I think it's... Especially this chord right here. It sounds great here. It just doesn't sound good here. You can't... It sounds like mud. Reminds me of like Quiet Water from Undertale, you know? Which also uses these same clusters, this, you know? Like this kind of stuff. Anyway, it sounds exactly like Quiet Water when I play it on this Rhodes. Oh my god. It's like... It sounds exactly like the freaking song from Undertale. Anyway, that song... That's another song that... God, I don't want to get off on a tangent. But it has those, like, implied chords, and then you can really get into, you know... Anyway, that's a little musical tangent. But it's a lot like that. Let's try up the octave. I think I'm gonna start with the melody. I could do both at the same time, kinda. It's just gonna probably take a bunch of tries, because I'm bad at the piano, as demonstrated. Yeah, I don't know. I want to do it that way, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Alright, let me try... Just see how it sounds when I try and overdub it. 5, 6... It's pretty good, actually. I wonder if I could double up on it down the octave like a... I think That'll work if I just use the implied root notes there. I'm probably gonna do it all over again, but. I'm bad. It's pretty good. Like, I'm. All right. I promise this song is gonna pick up. I just want to double check the melody. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Okay, I'm not cutting that. This part here. Okay, so it is what I. Okay. Okay. So. Oh. Okie dokie. Okay. Let's see. All right. I swear this is the last time I'm going to double check this. Because I think it's... I forget if it resolves to F or B flat. Oh. It does resolve to B flat. I did it right. I don't know why it doesn't sound right. So if I overdub... alternate take. What if I did the chords first? kind of like that. All right, let me try and overdub that. And then I was gonna double on the bottom here. Like that. So eventually the bass will do, but for the first time through, I think. And then I think I'm gonna delay. I think I'm gonna vamp for a bit, to be honest, rather than going straight to the chorus here. Da, da, da. 4, 5, da, da, da. Okay. So I'm gonna try something here. Yeah. Just a little vamp, man. already love it. Even without like real chords, like I kind of want to bring in the bass now. 5, 6, 7. Hey, Shuriken. How's it going? I'm sort of making music. Hard to say if it'll go anywhere. Hey, glad you're doing well. I'm streaming at a different time, so it's probably a little bit easier for you to see it. I don't know if I want to go like, or if I want to go where's the start of the measure? Kind of. Why does that sound good? Good. It's not. It wasn't really intended to sound that rich, but here we are. Kind of into it.